Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Snyder's Inc. My phone's going off. You probably can't hear it, but my phone just went off. So, we got another top 15 video, and this one is top 15 most scary school bus videos. So this one I think is gonna get very interesting. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it.
Number 15. Near miss. What happens on a bus can be terrifying, but what about before students even board? Footage of near misses by passing cars at as students cross the street to board buses have arisen across
Woo! Woo, that was close.
Canada and the US. Here is just one of those incidents. The children, carefree and ready for school, cross a lane to board when suddenly, out of nowhere,
That's all that other vehicle's fault. That's all that vehicle's fault.
a white car speeds past, nearly taking their lives. The car flew through the inside lane of the bus, which was waiting with its doors open to collect the students. If it had sped through a second sooner, everyone's lives could have been changed in the blink of an eye, all just to get to work 5 seconds sooner. But is such a risk worth taking? Absolutely not. Number 4.
That other one they show was somewhat on the kid. Like this vehicle shouldn't have drove. That's guaranteed. Should not have drove. But this kid not paying fucking attention at all.
Teen, the hero middle schooler, Jeremy Woodstick, took charge when his school bus driver passed out while driving. The driver had started waving his arms and couldn't breathe, and as the bus swerved, he went unconscious. The 7th grader took the wheel and was able to steer the bus to safety, keeping those on the road, and his 15 other fellow students free from harm. When the bus pulled to a stop at the side of the road, he took the keys out of the ignition. Meanwhile, the police had already been notified of the school bus swerving across the road, so they showed up to the scene to find Jeremy had stopped the bus near their destination school. John McCrossan, a school staff member who'd been driving past, also managed to administer CPR to the bus driver, who had suffered from a heart-related problem. While folks lined up to hail Jeremy as a hero, he said everything happened so quickly, and he was just acting on instinct. But let's not be modest. A hero is a hero.
True. Bravo. Just give him applause. Give applause to that kid. That kid, my eyes really bother me. That kid saved every student's life and that driver. Because I had nothing bad to say about that driver. That driver was dealing with a heart issue that caused him to pass out. He could not have done anything about that. That was on him. That just all happened. The student acts instantly, goes, okay. He's like, shit, I need to deal with the situation. So he immediately goes, gets the wheel, and starts driving. He knows, okay, I gotta drive. If I drive, it gets dealt with. So, yeah, I'd say this student is definitely the one that saves lives. This student should be commended. He's a hell of a hero.
Number 13. On the hood. Another man attempted to take over a school bus in Baltimore, but
What the hell's this guy dumbass doing? What's he doing?
this time the bus driver was not having it. The man said that someone aboard the bus had thrown a bottle that hit his vehicle. Several witnesses also said that the man then tried to stop the school bus by banging on the doors and trying to climb on board. When the driver wouldn't let the man inside, the angry man jumped on the hood of the bus as it started to drive away.
Get off the bus!
There is some respect to this driver. This driver is not letting this man have anything. Oh, I'm gonna talk. There you go. This man, this driver's not having this guy have anything. He's not giving him control. This guy hopped on the phone. He's like, okay, just started driving. This driver might get shit for it, but I commend him. I commend him. He ain't taking no shit.
Still directing the driver to open the door, the cell phone footage was captured by a student aboard the bus. Leverin Doran was later arrested without incident and then released from custody. It's unclear if the bottle actually had done damage to his vehicle. Number 12.
Probably not. It might. Who knows, though, really.
Rollover. When a school bus rolled over in Harris County, rumors quickly spread that a student had been trapped inside the bus during the incident. But as the school district reported, that wasn't the case. However, the bus driver and 14 students out of the 50 who were on board were all taken to the hospital for treatment of injuries, none of which were life-threatening. Still, the rollover footage is quite dramatic to watch. The bus driver is seen swerving out of the way of an oncoming vehicle and taking a turn into a nearby ditch. Superintendent Keith Moore said the driver was very shaken up, as I'm sure were the students.
Yeah, I'd be scared as hell. I'm like, well, this is my end. That's what that's what probably they're thinking, because you're seeing it's a crash. You don't know how it's gonna end. I could imagine the fear going through their eyes so much. I could imagine it clearly. Thank God everyone was okay though.
Most of whom were picked up by their parents after the wreck. While the incident must have been terrifying for all those involved, this could have ended much worse. Number 11. Bus driver flips out. In this video, filmed in 2005, a school bus driver is heard telling the kids on board to face forward. Apparently, some of the boys didn't listen. When the bus driver tells one in the front to turn around, using some bad language, one of the boys in the back pipes up. "Watch your mouth," he says. The scene develops from there.
Now get up here.
The bus driver first calls a deputy to Cleveland Circle. Really, he should have just waited for the deputy to arrive. Instead, he heads towards the back of the bus. When one of the boys curses at him, he is then seen manhandling the kid, pushing him first into a seat and then down the aisle. While another boy screams, "Get off him!" The driver returns to the front of the bus, but the same boy confronts the driver again, giving him a shove. No more information could be found about the repercussions of this incident for the bus driver or the kids, if there were any.
This is a very interesting one because, okay, so the kid at the front didn't need to happen. Him bolting to the back did not need to happen. But when this boy decided to be a tough guy and step up to this bus driver, I don't know whose side I'm on with that. I don't, because while I get why people are like, yeah, he should not be doing anything, any man understands the fact that if someone steps up to you, it's a challenge. And you have to really fight to not accept that challenge. It's not as easy as you think. But yeah, this boy, you're on a bus person, don't try to play tough guy. It just doesn't end well.
But one thing's for sure, whether those boys provoke the driver or not, this was no way to handle it. Number 10, hijacking. Imagine that you were a parent of a school-age student, and you just found out your child's school bus had been hijacked by a man wielding a knife.
Oh, hell no. I'd be losing my mind. I'd have such a panic attack. I'd be having a heart attack. Oh my God, I wouldn't know what to think. I would not know what to think. I would not know what to think. My brain would be so in many different directions. I would be almost I'd be chasing the thing myself. I don't want to. I have experienced that in my life. I don't know what I'd do.
That's what happened in Arkansas when 22-year-old Nicholas Miller demanded a car from a woman in Jacksonville. When she did not have one to give, Miller abandoned pursuit of the woman after spotting the school bus, which had stopped nearby. He boarded the bus and hijacked the driver's seat with 11 elementary school students on board. The woman phoned the police.
Can you imagine what these kids are thinking? Just this random guy hops on the bus with a knife and just starts driving your bus, I'd be freaking terrified.
To inform them of the incident. Once they'd found the school bus in question, they began their pursuit, as can be seen in this video, recorded by Kelsey Eggers. The cell phone video shows the bus being tailed by nearly a dozen police cars, all with flashing lights down a 2-lane road. The chase ran about 10 miles, which is when the police managed to get the suspect to stop the bus, and they took him into custody. Miller seemed to be suffering psychological trauma or paranoia.
There's just another question I curiously have. Where's the bus driver in this? If he's the one driving the bus, where's the bus driver? You tell me this bus driver just abandoned the bus with 11 kids? What? Hold on. I have no other questions.
He told authorities he'd hijacked the bus because he was being chased. Although no one on the bus was hurt, it must have been 20 minutes of trauma for all on board. Number 9. On the way to school. This is another heart stopper. As a 7-year-old boy in Guilford, New Hampshire attempts to cross the street and climbs aboard his school bus, a car comes flying through and nearly ends his life. Many of us have seen these types of drivers, the kind that don't care about anyone else's safety, not even their own, it seems.
No, they just want to get a thing that, trust me, where I live, there is no care for anyone's safety but their own. They will run through you to get to their little wherever they need to go ahead of them. It's ridiculous.
But when something that's as close as a call as this is caught on video, it reminds you of just how precious life is. At the time the video was captured, Guilford police were attempting to find the car's driver, but it's unclear if they ever did, or if that driver received any repercussions for their nearly fatal impatience. Number 8. Tossed off. Well, there have been plenty of bus drivers on this list that were threatening. This one certainly took things too far. When a 13-year-old student was acting up on the bus, the driver slammed on the brakes, swung open the door, threw the kid's backpack outside and kicked him off. The boy then had to walk home 10 blocks. The footage shown was taped by a student on his phone.
Okay, that's where it's too far. You can't do that. You can't just kick people off the bus on your own accord. That's not something you can do. Mainly because that's fucking dangerous. You can't do that. It's not just fair at all. You can't do that. You have to, if you even want to get someone off the bus, which one? Just don't bother doing. You have to either go back to the school, or you have to call. I'm pretty sure you would have to at least call people to get that dealt with, so the person's getting home safe. You can't just kick a person off the bus. That's not how it works. You fucking idiot teacher. It's not a teacher, it's a fucking bus driver. He's more an idiot.
Shows the angry exchange between the bus driver and the boy in question. It also shows the kid shouting in defense of the boy, screaming, "You can't do that."
Did you just see that? You can't do that! What the heck? He doesn't know how to get back home!
Another video taken by the bus driver served as his defense. The kid had struck another child on the other side of the aisle and then threatened the bus driver. Additionally, another 13-year-old had smacked the driver in the head with his hockey bag, knocking his glasses off as he disembarked. The incident received both support and anger from parents, with some saying that the driver had to do what he needed to do, while others thought there was no justification for kicking a student off the bus.
No, you can't. No, I don't know. I get the violence thing, but you take them back to the school then. Take them back to the school and do it that way. You can't just let them off in the middle of nowhere. I refuse to accept that. That's not justifiable. In the middle of nowhere, no. If you take him back to school, absolutely kick him off. He's in the school, he'll be safe there because no one leaves that quickly from school. But no, you can't just do it out of nowhere, no.
Cunningham Transport Limited removed him from the division's route, but didn't fire him.
It's a continuing problem, the lack of responsibility. They saw the video of the somewhat defense and didn't look at he threw a kid off in the middle of nowhere. Just like, okay, so they hit him, so he kicked him off. Fine. And now he's just fine. They didn't put 8, that's it. Now he's fired. We'll switch bus routes, everyone will be happy. Lack of responsibility.
A bus monitor was also placed on this route, while the 2 boys in question were suspended from riding the bus for a week. What do you think? Was the bus driver in the wrong?
He was in the wrong. If they are hidden people, then yes, kick them off the bus for a week. That's fine. School monitor, that's fine. Literally everything they did fine, except the fact this driver was just, they tried to make him seem justified what he did. He isn't.
Wrong here. Number 7, no seatbelt. Here's one reason to always wear your seatbelt. When the 73-year-old bus driver, Jack Thomas of Indianapolis, took a turn, it turned out that the turn was too topsy-turvy to take, and he wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. Okay, so if there are students on this, then I'm going to have a different reaction. If it's just him on this, then he's just an idiot and I'm going to start laughing. We'll see.
Luckily, no kids were on board the bus at this time.
So this guy's actually just a natural idiot. This guy just didn't wear a seatbelt, just fell off the thing and caused a fucking crash. Brilliant. Brilliant, dude.
As Thomas quickly loses control of the large vehicle, attempting to hang onto the steering wheel for dear life, as he falls out of his seat, the bus plows through a fence, into trees, and knocks into a playset. Then at last it slams into a garage, while the bus driver relinquishes the wheel and falls down the steps of the bus. Although surprisingly no one was injured in the incident, Thomas was cited for not following the seatbelt law. Number 6, when buses
Always wear a seatbelt for this dang reason.
collide. A scary chain reaction happened when a school bus collided with another school bus and a truck in Tacoma Public School District. The incident occurred in 2013 on State Route 509 in Tacoma.
Okay, so how did this happen? Who's not paying attention here?
Thankfully, the buses were empty of children at the time of the incident, and everyone was alright. The bus driver drove into a pickup and a second bus before jerking to a halt. According to a Washington State Patrol trooper, the bus driver who caused the incident was ticketed for negligent driving, and Tacoma Public School officials.
So am I to guess it's her? Am I to guess she's the one that's not paying attention? Is that what I'm supposed to get? Because clearly the vibe I got from her. But then again, it could be the other one. I don't know.
Officials further investigated the matter, as the video appeared to show the driver was wearing her seatbelt improperly, with only her lap secured and the shoulder strap not in use. Whether
Okay, so yes, it's her. Okay.
the driver was suspended or terminated is unclear, but what is clear, always wear a seatbelt the way it's meant to be worn. Number 5, trapped on a bus.
Probably couldn't get it on.
A school bus driver in El Mirage, Arizona, school district had enough. When kids on his bus were misbehaving, he stood up to scream at them and refused to let them disembark. The dash cam on the bus caught the entire terrifying event on video. I'm not letting anybody
Oh no! You ain't keep me on no bus. Oh no!
off and
Oh no! You know what happened? If I was on a bus and someone told me I ain't getting off that bus, oh no, I'm plowing through you to get on that bus. Me and people I know would beat his ass to get on that off that bus. Oh, you gonna let us off that bus? I will break one of these windows and climb off that bus. You would have no idea the level of determination I would have to get off this bus. I'd end up jumping out a window or something. They would not be keeping me on this bus. No. Not me and my friends. No. Nope. No. And see, this is the thing, right? These kids, who I'm going to guess are the young ones here, are not as determined. Or at least not determined as thought out here to get, because they'll just go, okay, we need to find a way out. I'd be instantly, the moment he says, I'm not letting you off this bus, I'll be like, oh no, you're letting me off this bus. I'd try the front way, if the kids are in the way because they're stressed out, which probably would happen. Immediately, my thing, go back to where I was, I think where I'm sitting, I'd open my window, if he's not driving, which I'm gonna guess he's not, since he's off the bus and he's standing there. Pull the windows down, because what I do, I don't know how these windows work here. on this bus, obviously. But where I live, you just kind of hook these two things and the window will just go down. Then I just start climbing. I'm getting out of there. Cause what you gonna do? You gonna plow through everyone to get to me? Like I'm the one getting off, dude. And then I just find a way to get everyone else off. Then again, at this point, I might just not worry about it, but I might just, I got off. Everyone else, fucking figure it out.
Until you listen to what I have to say.
Or at least take my advice. Do what I did.
The driver said in the video, "The longer we stay here, the more your parents are going to be upset. And not at me, they're going to be upset with you." Parents waited outside.
Dude, these parents about to whoop you. And Mom, see, this is why we keep talking. If my mother saw a bus driver refuse to get off a bus, I'm telling you right now, my mom would once that door is open, the kids still aren't getting out. But it won't be because they won't be let out. It's because they'll be too busy stopped by the fact my mom is kicking that bus driver's ass. My mom don't take no shit.
Distraught about what was going on inside of the bus. One parent attempted to pry open the bus doors, while another pounded on the side of the bus. But the bus driver wasn't giving in to the kids or their parents. In fact, he got back in the driver's seat and drove off, not letting any of the children go.
What?
Parents, fearing for their children's lives, called police.
I'm about to say, I'd be like, okay, now you're dangerous. Now you're dangerous. Because now I don't know what you're doing with these kids. Now you're so absolutely I would have called police.
The driver had brought them back to school, and police were there to arrest him. The driver was placed on administrative leave, but later resigned.
He's not a bus driver, so I guess I can't really complain as much as I want to.
Number 4, Mother Bear. Bus driver incidents can be scary, but mother attack.
See this? This is my mom, my taps. My mom has done this.
Attacks can put people in the hospital. One mother in Westwood near Cincinnati gave a local school bus driver some major injuries.
You see these two? They're like, what the fuck are you doing there, Mom? What the hell? Because they're like sitting here just baffled confused on what's going on.
The bus driver, D'Amber Martin, thought it was just her average day. 28-year-old mother Keisha Shannon probably did too, as she was dropping her daughter off at the school bus stop that morning. The school bus must stay on a strict schedule, so Martin warned Shannon that she was about to leave, whether her daughter was aboard the bus or not. She said she couldn't wait around for her, but Shannon called her daughter back to her car for a kiss goodbye that morning, and Martin pulled away for the already scheduled program, instead of telling her daughter to get.
Okay, so this mother's reaction is a bit overboard. I already can tell this, but let me try to figure this. So, I'm trying to put myself in the mind of a parent here. Now, I would be pissed too. I will actually admit that, because it would not sink into me that the bus driver is under the thing. But also, you probably should do the goodbye kiss snap right before you let them wait for the bus. That's just a thing to me. So that is partially a thing. But I can also understand that bus driver has a time it's got to be there by. It has a time. So, and it's not like she just drove out unpromoted. She's like, listen, I have time. I'm not waiting. If she's not going to get on this bus right now, if you're not calling her if she's not on this bus, then it's like, right, just not get on this bus right now. I'm leaving. I have to make my time. And the mom still called them back, and she's like, okay, and then she just closed the door, like, she gave the woman a warning. Could she not have walked, could she have not? I'm conflicted with this one, in all honesty.
Get back in the car and taking her to school herself, Shannon drove in front of the bus, parked, and blocked it in. Then she got out of her vehicle, pried the school doors open, and screamed in Martin's face, It's unclear who attacks first in the video, but as frightened children aboard the school bus look on, Martin said Shannon tried to bite her ear off, smother her, and puncture her eye. Shannon spit on her and scratched her face, the injuries of which were later treated at a local hospital. The mother bear was
This is what it is. See, violence is where it will cross the line. I don't buy the bus driver attacked first. I bet you she did. So now it's the side of bus driver is in the right. Maybe now we're driving off, but I don't buy the bus driver's hit first.
arrested. People in the neighborhood were surprised that this could happen on their normally quiet, peaceful street of Mustang Drive. I guess the key takeaway is that if it can happen here, it can happen anywhere. Number 3, school bus fire. Not one but 2 bus engines burst into
Woo! Oh, please tell me no children on this bus when this is being recorded.
flames in the span of a single month in North Carolina. This is footage of one of these
North Carolina.
fires. The buses in question were both FS-65 Thomas-built buses with CAT-3126 engines.
I have no idea what any of that means.
After an investigation, Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools put out a statement saying that the wiring components in the engine compartment caused the 2 fires. According to the video's poster, the fast-thinking bus driver was able to get all of the kids out of the bus safely.
Oh, thank God. Okay, that scared me first. I was like, okay, please tell me no one's got injured on this bus.
And hopefully the school district has followed up on this fiery issue.
They better got themselves some new buses and some new engines and shit. What the fuck is going on with that? I wouldn't be... If I was the bus people, like, I ain't driving on no damn bus with a freaking engine that might catch on fire. Screw that.
Number 2, corporal punishment. When a bus driver in Dallas County was tasked with delivering kids safely to their middle school, she didn't deliver. Instead, Janet Pitts ended up choking one of the students on board, and it was all caught on video. Xavier, a bipolar, mentally challenged student aboard Pitts' bus.
That's all I need to hear. To be on the side of the student. Again, this is a scenario. Now, this is my question. Does the bus driver know this? Because they're not told that much here. And if they're not told that, their reaction is to treat every student like it's a normal student. They can't look at someone. Now, there's some you can look at again. I get it. But some people will probably be like, oh, well, if he looks like it, then you should just guess. Yes, but I feel a bus driver should have... If I'm in a scenario where I know a kid who's getting on a bus, has bipolar and is going to be hard to contain, I let the bus driver know immediately in the first day, hey, this kid is bipolar, he's gonna be hard to contain, he's gonna probably be antsy, and he might move, he might do stuff that annoys you, and you gotta be patient with him because of this issue. Most bus drivers will understand that. If they don't, and they don't do it, then they shouldn't be bus drivers. But I wonder if this bus driver knew of that situation.
Began acting out as she drove. Normally, a monitor would be aboard the bus to help the driver manage the passengers. However, on this day in January, there was no monitor.
See, that's not a good thing. If you have a monitor set, even if that monitor specifically ain't there, get a different one. Don't just have the monitor not be there, because there's a reason the driver needs a monitor.
Which meant Xavier was free to roam about the bus and fling obscenities at other students and the driver. Pitts, who was attempting to be attentive to her task at hand, driving, also tried to control the situation with Xavier, albeit in a terrible manner. She told the boy she'd stop the bus to come get you, and even said she'd beat him, and she did eventually stop the bus. What happened next was worse than anything you can imagine.
Okay, so he threw something at her, which probably caused the downfall. Because I know everyone's gonna be on this thing, but this student is not helping. It's Casey. You can't just start. Oh man. He's bipolar now, so he doesn't probably even know what he's doing. But for God's sakes, don't throw. He should know better than that to throw something at someone.
Imagine. Pitts choked the young boy in the back of the bus. She even said so when she returned to the driver's seat. Xavier's family was never alerted to the incident. They only found out when informed by News 8. Claudia Nava, Xavier's mother, had reported scratches on her.
Alright, nope, that's too far to me. That's too far. You know, what do you mean, how do you... How do you not tell the parents of the child who had a situation on the bus about the situation that was on the bus? How do you not tell them? How do you not tell? I'd be losing my shit. If I found out by a news thing that a situation happened involving my child, I'd be hunting the school down, I'd be hunting the school board down, I'd be hunting the bus driver down. Oh no, hell's breaking loose if that happened to me.
Her son the same week of the incident. Although Pitts was terminated, she was later reinstated by the board after an appeal, but she resigned after the family discovered what happened with Xavier. Before we get to number...
So she was let go because of the situation behind closed doors. She appealed it. They rehired her again. Lack of responsibility shown again. And due to that, then the parents found out what actually happened, raised a bunch of hell, and then she resigned.
Number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person, so if you're generous enough to hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. This way you'll be notified of the new video we upload every Tuesday. Number 1, mean driver. What happens when you have a special needs child who's being mistreated? One family from Vacaville Unified School District took matters into their own hands and sued them when their 8-year-old daughter's bus driver, Kim Klopson, pulled up outside of Browns Valley Elementary. She yanked the girl out of her seat. Klopson is seen in the video leering over the child, taunting her.
You see, you can't be doing... See, this is the difference, right? This is where it's different. Because while the other kid is being very aggressive towards this person, and she's not reacting, that other driver did not react rationally at all. But I can't condone what she did. I'm not gonna. It's not impossible to. But I understand her anger and finally reacted to it. Because she had some thrown at her. She's being provoked, right? She's like, this kid's yelling stuff at her and other kids. Like, she's trying to deal with it. And then the school board makes the stupid decision not to have the bus monitor who's meant to deal with this situation. So this driver does not know how to deal with the situation, the last one. This one, on the other hand, he's just a bitch. You're telling me her whole thing for snapping was because the girl has her feet in the hallways? That's it? That's what causes you to snap like this? I already know I feel like how this is going to end, but I'm going to listen to the whole thing now.
The girl, crying and screaming, stumbles into the bus aisle, while Klopson grabs her by her sweater, pulling her to her feet and scolding her. The parents of the girl were horrified by what they'd seen in the surveillance video. The 8-year-old had allegedly blocked the aisle, not letting another student through, which is when Klopson stepped in.
You're misbehaving, as always, sounds like to me. No, mine, because you did not do what you were supposed to. Now sit down, and you can have it back. No.
The footage at this point is atrocious to watch. As the woman pulls the girl by her sweater, throwing her on the seat at one point and then into the aisle. As she continues to argue with the girl, she pulls on her clothing to lift her, while the girl continues to scream, and Klobson continues to taunt her.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You done? No, 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 no.
After getting off of the bus, Klobson tells others outside that she didn't hurt her, and it sounds like this is not the first time Klobson mistreated a child. In the video footage, she tells the paraeducator, "We did this with another little guy that didn't want to ride the bus. The driver has since been let go."
She fucking better have. Alrighty, so let's dissect that last one, alright? Let's dissect it. I took the video down because I just want to sit here and talk for a minute. Okay. So this bus driver knew. This one knew. I felt it in my bones. This one knew. This one knew that the person had probably had special needs. I feel it. Because if this is how she treats a regular student, is that way? It's freaking atrocious. I agree with that word. That is atrocious. This special needs kids are gonna act up. A special needs person is gonna act up as a child. It's just the way they are. They don't know what's going on. They're not able to figure themselves out well. At least as a child. So when you have one on a bus, you have to expect that. That's why a monitor is usually there for that situation, because they know how to deal with this. This woman sees one misbehaving and does the most idiotic things I've ever seen. I'm trying to keep my composure here. She takes the bag from the girl, which caused her to cry, then yanks on the sweater and brings it onto the seat, then onto the hallway. Then she just starts taunting her, like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing that? There's no need to do that. Thank freaking God. And then they say, oh, I did not hurt her. Thank God she lets go. At least there was some freaking responsibility taken in this damn situation. Damn. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.